Welcome to a Delco Nerd Network podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Ragucci, and this is Replay, Relive, and Reexperience, or as we like to call it, Re3s, where you guessed it, we do all three of those things to our favorite video game franchises. In this edition of Re3, we'll be replaying, reliving, and re-experiencing Bethesda Softworks' Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. To celebrate, of course, the release of the new remastered game by Virtuos, as well as the anticipation for Elder Scrolls 6 in the far future. Maybe closer than we think. Probably farther. Yeah. Here to join me, as always, the Gray Fox himself, Chris Trio.
Gooch, I forgot my cowl. But how are you? How's it going?
Well, I know who you are.
Yeah, I know. How's it going, man?
I'm doing pretty well. Things are going good. We're on the up and up. Trio.
Absolutely.
It's not as depressing as it once was.
That's what I like to hear. That's what it's all about.
That is what it's all about.
Yeah.
Here we are, session 3. We're going to be talking about a few of the main quests today. Blood of the Daedra, as well as the Bruma Gate, which will take all of 7 seconds. Mm-hmm. Blood of the Divines. I love how, like, these sessions are not as, like, I can't just say the title. Like, I'm like, session 3, but, like, what is session 3?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, Blood of the Divines, which is Tiber Septim's armor. Miss Karkrand, and that's it.
Miss
This is
Karkand,
definitely the boring stretch of the campaign, where it is like, go get this thing. There's not much here in the main quests. It's like the beginning.
You gotta help the cities.
The beginning is kind of meaty and good, and the end is, I think, from what I remember, pretty good. But before we jump into that, do we want to just jump into the main quest to start off? We want to converse about anything?
Can I do a quick sidebar really quick? It is related to this.
Absolutely.
So I just saw a video actually last night on a game called, what was it called? Tainted Grail? Have you heard of this?
Yes, I have.
I have not. So Maddie posted a video about it, and I was like, oh, I've never heard of this. And he like was talking about it. He said it's very much a Bethesda style RPG, and I was looking into it more, and I'm like, oh, Gooch. This looks like I might have to pick it up at some point. I think it's not going to be an immediate, but I think down the line, I think at some point I am going to pick it up this year when I have a slow moment. I would suggest anyone who likes these games, go look into that a little, because I just had not even heard of it before.
So,
did you hear about it at all? Like before?
I've heard about it from Locke and Maddie.
Interesting.
Yeah, I heard it was like a Skyrim Oblivion-like kind of game.
Mm-hmm. RPG in that way. It looks like it's almost like a very much more kind of Dark Souls inspired type of environment and like setting. But I definitely would suggest looking more into it if that sounds intriguing to you. I want to look more into it. I was looking at some videos of it last night. It's only $55, or $50, which is nice too. But yeah, I just wanted to point that out. Very interesting. But
yeah, but before we get into it, I didn't. I'll save the Thieves Guild and the Dark Brotherhood for the end. But you know, like I'm kind of at a point where I feel like I've done a lot of the non-guild related side missions. I did Benerus Manor, which you know what? Let me open that and talk about the housing and how useless the housing feels in Oblivion. Now that we've seen what housing in video game can be with Skyrim and other games, I'm just like, what is the point?
It's a place to put your shit. But like, why even have all of them?
But like in a chest that you won't display because the game doesn't have the physics and the mechanics to like properly display. Because I'm like buying the houses and, you know, doing the Frostcrag Spire. I did Dunbarrow Cove, as well as the Dark Brotherhood one.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of like, it's so funny because like I always get that urge. It's like, all right, let's build the house.
Yeah, because I mean, it's
like,
a quest there
I
too.
feel so uninterested in even attempting to do anything like that.
Yeah, and I think that's just, you know, an element of the time that this game came out, and obviously it was before the idea of really being able to customize your own space, and you see Bethesda start to later lean into that and really take advantage of that, especially with like Fallout 4 and even with Skyrim, with Hearthfire, right, where you could build your own houses and stuff like that. Yeah, it's a big hole in this. Again, it comes back to the quality of life stuff that just didn't exist back then, like with the menus.
I'm starting to see like what Oblivion is actually good at and what it's not. The quests, I think, in Oblivion are actually really sadly surface level. Like doing the Thieves Guild, and it's like you're just kind of randomly stealing items and bringing it back, and like that's it. Even the Dark Brotherhood, we'll get into it. Mm-hmm. You know, especially the first few contracts are like, just go kill this guy.
Yeah.
And there's really not much to it. like even with the party one for the Dark Brotherhood, or when they're looking for the treasure in the house and they lock you and you got to kill anybody, like the concept of that mission seems really fun, and there is a lot of dialogue there, and that is one of the random quest that you do for the Dark Brotherhood that I feel like is pretty in depth because there's a lot of dialogue behind it. You get to learn about these people and how they coexist, and
the order you kill them off in and all that affects it too.
Yeah. But then you go. I'm trying to think. You go kill Adomitus Philida, and it's just just go kill him.
Yeah.
There's no There's nothing
there is
to
setup. There is stuff to that where it's like you kill him in the. There are special contract setups. I think for him, you have to kill him when he's out of his armor. Is a special thing. When he goes to bathe in the lake, you get your bonus. I do like the bonus setup, but I agree it's rather surface level, and I think for the time it's pretty ahead.
Because it's I'd love to talk about the Dark Brotherhood, but there's actually not.
There's not a ton.
Especially at least till the end.
I like the overarching story of there's this.
Even with the Thieves Guild. More especially.
I like the whole overall story of there's this guy within the Black Hand who was trying to destroy the entire Dark Brotherhood, and you got the mole that's trying to be weeded out. That's an interesting idea to me, but I agree. It is, relatively surface level, especially when you compare it to stuff of today. I think people give Skyrim's, guild stuff a lot of shit to a degree.
They do get a lot of shit.
And I don't think it's necessarily fair a lot of the time. You can tell what got its flowers, like the Thieves Guild especially. And, the idea of having to... And I'm talking about Skyrim.
The Thieves Guild is very, the end is really when you find out what's going on, and we'll talk about it. But the Thieves Guild in Skyrim. Sorry, I'm totally stealing.
No, it's all right.
It
so much
feels
more
like a Thieves Guild,
and it's all leading up to things, and there's a much more notable through line, and not that there isn't a through line with the Thieves Guild one in this. I liked the end of that and what it culminates in. From memory, I haven't finished
Skyrim?
it yet. Yeah, no, I'm sorry, in Oblivion.
Okay.
But is it as interlinked and interconnected as a Skyrim side guild quest? No, it's not. But that's also because of the time it was made in, and I still can give it the flowers for what it is at the moment, and I still think it holds up in my mind in the way of I go back and still enjoy doing it, and I still think there's value to be had in it and to play it, even as someone who maybe played some newer games. But yeah, I agree. It can feel rather surface level.
And besides that, I did the Siren's Deception one, which is where there's that gang of girls who are bringing guys.
Did that one, yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Tears of the Savior, which almost kind of coincides with the Mages Guild, but you can go in and get that quest. You got to get the tears for that Khajiit guy. And then that's an example of another one of those outdoor zones. That
it's rare.
That are just
it's an outdoor dungeon kind of, almost.
Yeah. It's really just a room.
Right.
With there's really cool flavor there, but there's Garrison and he died fighting this frost atronach, and it's just there's something there, but it's there isn't all at the same time. And the world is vast, and when you're exploring the world of Oblivion, you feel it, but when you get in the quest and get a little more detailed, it's there is no detail.
And even with the locations, and I think we harped on this before, and it's part of the issue, quote unquote, with Bethesda RPGs. There is a lot of asset reuse. There are a lot of reuse of dungeons and things like that, and even layouts. I do wish for something like Miss Karkand or whatever it's called that felt a bit more different. It just feels like another Ayleid ruin.
Same with the armor for Tiber Septim.
Yeah.
There is a little bit there with the ghosts of the blades and they talk, but ultimately it's just another fort dungeon.
And that last room that you get in feels a little, I don't think I really see that anywhere else, where you find the actual the Ayleid crystal, the Wakeland stone. That feels somewhat different and interesting, but for the most part, it does just feel like a lot of the same stuff. I just wish those more notable areas were given a bit more time and differentiated. And man, I have it noted down there. I just wrote clairvoyance. I never used that spell in Skyrim. I never felt the need to.
So it was added. It was added with the remaster.
Yeah, right? I do.
Okay.
Yeah. I never used that spell in Skyrim. I felt like the dungeons did a really good job of kind of naturally funneling you towards the end. But in this game, man, I fucking keep getting lost all of the time in these dungeons. There's so many different rooms. There's so many different areas. So you just have to pull up your map and get out that way. But clairvoyance has been incredibly helpful in those caves and the Ayleid ruins.
I really
where
don't,
I just
I
don't
really
know where.
don't whip it out all that much.
Those are the only places I really do. Because I'm like, yeah, I could look at the map and figure out how to go around, but I don't feel like doing that. I'll just use clairvoyance. And I do like how they tailored it to look more appropriate for this style. Like how it's almost like that glistening trail. Whereas in Skyrim, it's a weird, like, wispy river that's on the ground that you follow.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one issue I did find with the dungeons, for sure.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into Blood of the Daedra. After learning about the impending attack on Bruma by the Mythic Dawn, we speak to Martin about his progress on deciphering the Mysterium Xarxes, and it seems in order to open the portal to Paradise, 4 items are needed. So far, he's only determined what one of those items is, a Daedric artifact. And he says, I've deciphered part of the ritual needed to open a portal to Camoran's Paradise. The Xarxes mentions 4 items needed for the ritual, but so far, I've only deciphered one of them. The blood of a Daedra lord. In fact, Daedric artifacts are known to be formed from the essence of a Daedric lord, from whence they derive their great power. Not an easy thing to come by, obviously, but we'll need a Daedric artifact. But we will need a Daedric artifact. So he asks you to bring it to him once you acquire him. So you can bring any of the 15 main Daedric artifacts. And what's cool is for each of them, he says something different. I actually listened to them all myself. They're not super interesting. I'm only going to read the Sanguine Rose one because that's specific to Martin. But, you know, he mentioned something about him. He seems to, like, actually have knowledge about them. And, like, it's a quick sentence. But it is cool, like, again, that they went in and, like, gave some detail to it. It's like, okay, like, your choice doesn't really matter, but let's give you some flavor text from, like, what you do.
Yeah. And again, I do like the idea of this, like, divine providence in this game of, like, his life kind of led him up to this. He had the past knowledge of Daedra worship, and he studied the occult, and he even stayed somewhat close to the gods. Like, it's interesting. I really do like Martin's backstory a lot in this.
Yeah, so if you ask him about Daedric artifacts, which, you know, you probably would have one by now if you were going out of your way. But
yeah.
He says the only way to acquire a Daedric artifact is through the cults devoted to each of the lords. The book Modern Heretics is the best introduction to Daedric cults. The library here is a copy if you need it. Remember, the Xarxes ritual will consume the physical form of the artifact in order to release his power. So yeah, you get whatever you give to him, you lose. So you can give him Azura Star, Ebony Blade, Gold Brand, Mace of Molag Ball, Mask of Clavicus Vial, Augum Infinium, which is, you have to get all the Daedric artifacts to do that one.
Can you give that to him, like, after you use it?
No.
That's what I thought.
You can't
yeah,
use it.
That makes sense, yeah.
That's like in the too good to give up.
Yeah, like, why would you, yeah.
Yeah. The Ring of the Khajiit, Ring of Namira, Sanguine Rose, Savior's Hide, Skeleton Key, Skull of Corruption, Voldrung, and Wabbajack.
I gave the Skull of Corruption.
I did the Sanguine Rose. So only 15 items listed that I just said are used for this quest. There are other items with Daedric organs, such as Mehrunes Razor, the Cowl of Nocturnal, Staff of the Everscamp, Staff of Shade of Gorath. Even though they are Daedric artifacts, they can't be used for this quest, which is pretty interesting. Especially like the Cowl of Nocturnal.
Yeah, I guess
like
that makes sense.
That's like very obviously Daedric artifact.
It's funny, I didn't realize that was linked, like that Nocturnal was so kind of linked into this quest, even in that way. Like that it's her cowl. Like, and then they of course use her in Skyrim, but
yeah. So the dialogue for the Sanguine Rose, Martin says, I've never thought to see this again. I once possessed it briefly, a lifetime ago it seems. To obtain it and then give it up, I honor your dedication to the cause. So here's some background on Martin. Early in his life, he discovered the seductiveness of Daedric magic and practiced it daily. Martin joined the Daedric cult of Sanguine and briefly possessed the Sanguine Rose during that time, and noted that he and his friends got in over their heads, with some of his friends dying in a disastrous accident. He later became a priest. He later became a priest to worship the 9 divines, and he became a priest of Akatosh in Kvatch. So he kind of like, you know, goes through that dark spell, comes out of it, and is like, all right, time to repent.
Sanguine's the partier, right? He's like he's the god of good times.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Debauchery, if you will.
So yeah, we give whatever item to him, he takes it, and that's that. At this point, I think we get access to allies in Bruma Gate, Miss Karkin comes up. Like there's 4 quests that you see, and the Armor of Tiber Septim one you can do at any point.
I thought I had to get.
I don't think there's an actual order to any of those.
So I thought I did this. I thought I got one for the cities first, and then to get the armor. And then when I got that, went back to him with the armor. He gave me Miss Karkand to go to. But I might be wrong.
You're correct.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's Bruma Gate, allies of Bruma, and the blood of Septim or whatever it's called. That they all 3 of them kind of come into you at the same time.
Yeah.
The Bruma Gate one is like, why?
You know what's so fucking annoying about that?
You gotta do.
You have to do it with the person. You have to bring the guy in with you. I thought I just assumed. I just went through like my normal and speed ran it and got up to the tower, and I got to the sigil stone, and it was like, good, you got here. Now bring what's his name and show
Captain
him.
Bird. Yeah. So for me, he got stuck at the bottom, so I had to like finagle him out of his spot and like get him up there. I'm like, because I skipped all of that shit too.
Yeah,
dude, entering Oblivion Gate, I'm so bothered by them. I can't be bothered to kill.
Well, they just start to get a super, and that's why I just don't really most of the time. Like I said, I speed run them for the most part.
But it's interesting that they like. I understand why they're doing it for the story, because it's like, okay, like Bruma's going to be the center for the Great Gate, so like they have to know how to shut one down.
Right.
Like I get it. But the fact that they like, again, it's nothing special. It's just another Oblivion Gate. They make you run through it, and it's like,
I will say it did look different from any other Oblivion Gate that I've been in. That one specifically, I haven't noticed that one repeat yet. Mm-hmm. The one I keep seeing all the time, and I think I mentioned this before, is like it's like you go in and there's 2 towers right in front of you that you have to get to the top of each. And then turn on the bridge, I guess, and then go across the bridge. I literally I'll get on top, I'll jump off the bridge to the bottom gate and just run through. But it's tough. It's really annoying, and they do get repetitive for sure.
So just a brief blurb on the Bruma Gate quest. A new Oblivion Gate opens outside Bruma. Joffrey asks you to help the guard and learn how to close it. You join Captain Bird and his men, leading them through the gate into the Deadlands. Inside, you fight through Deja to reach the Sigil Keep. At the top, you defeat the Sigil Keeper and remove the stone, closing the gate. Once back in Bruma, Bird feels confident in handling future gates, and you report your success to Joffrey and Martin and continue the main quest. That's pretty much it. It's this point where, before I did the other quests, I decided to finish the Thieves Guild. So I have some background on the Thieves Guild, as well as the Grey Fox, but you didn't finish the Thieves Guild?
Not yet, no.
Okay, so the Thieves Guild was definitely, like I said on last episode, was the guild that like I don't remember fondly. And most of your task for this is like, hey, go steal something, bring it back. There is some intricacy when Hernandez Lex like catches on to you and he invades the waterfront and you kind of have to dodge him for a little while. But then after that, you're kind of just, you're going to Leowin and Breville and you're doing your contracts out of there. It's fairly standard stuff. The lock picking during those missions, though, holy shit, dude. The hard and very hard locks, like below 70, I want to fucking off myself.
Do you not use the what's it called? The skeleton key?
No, dude. Because I want to like level up my lock picking.
Oh, see, it still does.
No, it doesn't.
If you break it, it still does. Yeah, I thought it does. Like if you keep trying to like
with the skeleton key.
Yeah, if you keep pressing A on it when it's not good, I'm pretty sure that ups your. They might have fixed it. I know it did in the old Oblivion.
Yeah, well, like my skill was like 98. I was like, yeah, like I want to level it because I want to get the XP. So It's in a chest for now.
I like it.
Yeah, so I don't have the skeleton key.
Yeah, I've been mostly cheesing those just with the auto, just because I was kind of done.
And then you get to a point in the Thieves Guild where you're starting to get contracts from the Grey Fox, and it's kind of like it's funny because like this isn't the Thieves Guild is not the story of you making your way into the Thieves Guild. It's more like the Grey Fox using you to achieve his goals, and then you get the option to become the Grey Fox.
Right, yeah.
Like, it's really strange, because it's like, okay, like, he's having you, steal some items that he needs to put together this heist to steal an Elder Scroll, so he can get out of being the Grey Fox.
Right, he can remove the cowl, finally.
Yeah.
Because the idea is he can remove it, right, but no one will ever recognize him, even when he does. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but he was, like, cursed by it.
Right.
Like, I think it's a little bit more than.
And then you like using that he removes the curse with the Elder Scroll, right? And then you can use it without the curse after
Right.
that,
So when you put it on, you're the Gray Fox, and nobody knows who you are. But when you take it off, you're good.
You're still good, yeah.
Yeah. So he basically destroys the Daedric artifact's curse. It is pretty interesting. Like, the Gray Fox is the Count Umbranox from Anvil, and he disappears, and it's interesting. But again, there's really no detail to like how he got here, and it's just like everything you're hearing is like everything that's there.
Yeah, I think I remember this being one of my more well-liked quest lines from this, because the idea of like you steal an Elder Scroll I think is very cool in and of itself.
Is pretty cool. Like I remember the quest with the monks, but again, like you get to the blind moth monk place, and it's like just nothing.
I do think the stealth feels weird in this game, comparatively to the
really
original.
Bad.
Like
everyone sees you very easily.
Well, everyone sees you, but like I'm 72, so they aren't seeing me as bad as easily. But like two people will be standing next to each other. You shoot the one guy, kill him, and the other guy has he doesn't even realize of anything that's going on. Or if the other guy can notice you after you shoot him, but as long as you kill him quickly, the other person won't notice you. Yeah. It's very odd. I don't know if that's how it was in the original though. I think that might be something with the remaster.
You think?
I don't remember it being that like finicky and weird.
Janky?
Yeah.
Yeah, the more I do stealth, the more I'm like, oh god, it's...
Mine's so high now that I can kind of just sneak by anyone for
But
the most
do you
part,
like playing as a stealth character?
Usually, yeah. And, I think for the most part, though, in this playthrough, I've been mostly magical based. I've been a mage heavily.
I thought you were going stealth.
I was kind of going stealth, but I kind of just lent into the magic after I started for some reason.
Okay.
And I still am high stealth. Like, I still have been stealthing. But, yeah, I've been enjoying the magic a lot.
Yeah, I mean, the last quest is cool to get the boots of Spring-Heeled Jack and, sneaking into the Imperial Palace. And I don't know if you remember this, but, in the basement of the Imperial Palace, there's, a bunch of, items that are huge. Like, it's, a big chair and, a bunch of, weird big items. So, they're storing, random, magical artifacts down there in this basement and, kind of forgotten about. And I was just
funny.
like, why is this chair so big? And there's, a big, I think, a big hourglass down there. So when you'll see there, you'll go down there.
All right, I'm excited.
But yeah, I'm not a very high stealth character, and I was like, I got through there. Okay.
All right. I think they do make those well enough to where you can get through relatively easily, even if you don't have high stealth.
The lock picking though was kind of like, dude, you're getting fucked if you don't have a high lock picking. And here's
or
the
you
thing.
don't have a high alteration.
Yeah, and here's the thing with that, because I feel like it goes from very easy right into average and hard.
Yeah.
There's no middle scale. It's either the lock's easy as shit and there's not a lot of those, or it's really hard. So I don't feel like the progression for lockpicking, especially within the Thieves Guild quest, actually helps you level up to get there reasonably. You have to be doing a lot of other things.
And I'm still curious how the developers felt in their mind. Were you playing through every single guild on your one playthrough? Do you think? Or do you think it was more idea of
I feel like of course.
Because part of me is
why would you make the game thinking people wouldn't do that?
Well, because if you're playing as a mage, why would you join the Thieves Guild? I'm a mage,
right?
You know what I mean?
But
so I guess it's
offered.
but being as a normal person who was a completionist like us, we just want to do everything.
It's not
we can
like the requirements to enter are difficult.
No, it's true, but I think in a Morrowind version of this, yeah, you can't. You aren't going to join the Thieves Guild if you're not a stealth character, because you just can't do it. You know what I mean? And I almost would appreciate more of that, leaning into that in even Elder Scrolls 6 of just it's if you want to join the Thieves Guild, you have to be a thief. You're not going to be able to get through this if you're not a thief. And I think that would be a more interesting commitment.
So let's learn a little bit more about the Thieves Guild. The Thieves Guild is dedicated to gathering and training of those who are stealthy and shadowy in nature. Although criminal by its very definition, for untold years, local authorities in places throughout Tamriel have tolerated the existence of the guild for its role as crime regulators, as it does not tolerate competition or egregious conduct from its members. So that's something different with Skyrim. The Thieves Guild in this, you can't kill anybody, you can't steal things from other Thieves Guild members. It's very Robin Hood-y. You're stealing from the rich, giving to the poor,
for sure.
especially in the beginning.
Yep.
It's usually considered to be distinctly an imperial entity, though, of course, other organizations of the Empire do not officially condone their actions. Like any trade guild, the Thieves Guild is an organization of professionals, except in this case, the professionals are burglars, robbers, pickpockets, smugglers, and other enterprising operators. They typically don't have public guild halls, but sometimes have safe houses, and members tend They have safe houses, and members tend to gather at a single location in large towns, such as the corner club inn or a corner club inn or tavern. Typically, members are bound not to rob each other, kill anyone while thieving, or rob the poor. The Thieves Guild usually has resources to bribe officials, establish a black market of stolen goods, and maintain a network of informants. For historical forgot to edit that out. The Thieves Guild in Cyrodiil is much more of a covert organization than the one in Morrowind. It is run by the mysterious Grey Fox, believed to be someone of supernatural being, which isn't wrong. It's more like the cow is the supernatural being, not the person. In order to find it, you must either have to investigate by talking to beggars or spend time in jail, apparently. Never actually done that. I wonder what that looks like.
Yeah, I've never have either.
Going to jail is like pretty detrimental in this game. You lose skill.
Mm-hmm. You do in Skyrim.
You do?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. If you spend the time in jail, yeah, you lose the skill.
It's there's an achievement to do it, and I remember I did it, but I might have just loaded back.
I know the easiest jail to break out of in Skyrim is like Winterhold. They just have like a troll guarding you down there, and you just get out. That's it.
By comparison, the Thieves Guild of Morrowind at the time was a fledgling organization which faced significant opposition from more well-established criminal syndicates such as the Camoran. They were led by a man named Gentleman Jim Stacy, and focused on thieving from wealthy and noble merchants. The guild in Morrowind was possibly eliminated by the Fighters Guild and the Camoran before the Fourth Era began. So this is like Morrowind. Other provincial guilds have managed to operate more discreetly, such as the Thieves Guild of Cyrodiil, which we were talking about. The Skyrim Thieves Guild is headquartered in the city of Riften, where a group remains unhindered despite their notoriety. Fittingly, Skyrim's guild is much more violent than the others, as it sometimes allows murders. In the past, they have been one of the most influential organizations in Tamriel. Some stories claim that Baron Zaya, the well-known Dunmer Queen, was once counted among its members. It is thought that the strange markings seen around Skyrim are coded messages members have left for each other. Skyrim's guilds have suffered over the decades and a dwindling influence following the death of their guildmaster, which is where you come across them in Skyrim. You remember the marks on the walls in Skyrim?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's their Thieves Guild codes. Did you
Oh,
know
I
that?
didn't. No, I did not know.
Yeah,
that.
that's what they're talking about.
Huh.
So talking about the Grey Fox. The Grey Fox isn't a single individual, but it's a title and persona conjured by the Grey Cow of Nocturnal, which we've been talking about. The very first Grey Fox was Emir Dariloth, who stole the cow from the Daedric princess Nocturnal. In response, she cursed it so that everyone who wears it is erased from memory, their true identity forgotten. From that point onward, anyone who puts on the cow becomes the Grey Fox, an ageless, unmatched thief in myth. In Oblivion, the Grey Fox is revealed to be Count Corvus Umbranox of Anvil, leader of the Thieves Guild. After Oblivion, the cow resurfaces in Skyrim, worn by a Nord named Your Iceblade, who becomes the Grey Fox until the player character uncovers the deception and receives the cow. That is a Creation Club thing. I'm pretty confident. Originally, removing the cow left the person completely forgotten, erased from history and memory. And after we would get the Elder Scroll, a ritual refines the curse. Wearing the cow makes people perceive the wearer as the Grey Fox, but taking it off restores their identity. But the Fox persona remains separate once the curse was lifted. And people were able to recognize them once more. So that's really the focus, is like this Grey Fox persona. I wonder if they'll ever bring that back. Because, like, again, I think not having it in Skyrim was
An interesting one, yeah.
right. Interesting move.
Yeah. I would like to see it brought back in a more like legitimate way, especially beyond just a Creation Club.
I think the Thieves Guild has even in Skyrim, I think the systems behind the Thieves Guild, meaning stealth, pickpocketing, sneaking, could be better, and therefore would make Thieves Guild stuff better in the games. Because I feel like you really don't have to be a thief to do the Thieves Guild stuff.
And that's,
You
I mean, you
know-
don't have to be a mage to do the mages college stuff.
Yeah,
you don't
they-
have, like,
they
and I
need-
think that is the problem.
They
to a
need to
degree.
focus the guilds more around what they are. And I'm not saying, hey, you as a warrior couldn't do this thief stuff, but I think there has to be a happy medium.
You know
right?
what, Gooch? I am. You can't. I think that would make the game much more interesting and much more replayable in a lot of ways. Of like, I'm a warrior. I can actually join the Fighters Guild now and actually stand a chance. Whereas, like, you could just walk in as like a thief and kind of get your way around, and you could be a light fighter and all that stuff. There's gradations to it, but I do think I'd like to see more commitment to that. I think Skyrim stealth is, it has its issues with the like you shoot someone,
it's
but I
better.
think it's way better than this, and I think those systems are way more refined and make that a lot more fun than this, especially. But of course, that's a game that's 6 years newer, which is funny. It's only that much newer, but
Yeah.
by the time fucking Elder Scrolls 6 come out, it'll be like probably, I'm gonna guess the earliest we get it realistically, I think 2028.
Yeah, I think 27, 28.
I think 27 at the earliest, 28 realistically. Because I think, I don't know, between, we haven't heard much of Starfield, which I've saw like someone say like they're abandoning it. I don't think that they are. I just think that they're really just taking their time and going back on it.
I don't think they're abandoning it. I just think whatever content they're doing is not going to be maybe as much as they thought they were going to do.
I think it's either, there's two options. One, they're saving a huge load and they're going to drop a bunch at once.
Big
loads. Like they're going to drop at once and it's going to be like when they do the PS4 release or PlayStation release.
I forgot that was a thing.
Or
I haven't been back.
they're just like, you know what? We did this. It had the reception it had. Let's just focus our entire thing on Elder Scrolls at this point, which I wouldn't be against.
And with
personally.
these layoffs.
Yeah, and I mean
a
that's
whole
all.
other thing.
I
mean, it affected Bethesda with
It
that
did.
MMO.
Yeah.
or
Well,
something.
that was ZeniMax, so I don't know if Bethesda Studios itself got hit with any. But
Right. I meant like Bethesda as
like
a
the
whole.
company, yeah.
Softworks, not.
But yeah, no, ZeniMax got fucking. I did watch Maddie's whole video on that too. Talk about a fucking downer.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah. All right. So next we're going to do the Blood of the Divines. All right. So Martin tells us he's figured out another item needed for the ritual to open the portal to paradise. The second item is the counterpart to the first, the Blood of a Divine. This was a terrible puzzle to me. Unlike the Daedric Lords, the gods have no artifacts and do not physically manifest themselves in our world. How do we attain a blood of a god? But Joffrey solved it. The blood of Tiber Septim himself, who became one of the divines. This is a secret remembered only by the Blades, passed down from Grandmaster to the next. Joffrey should be able to tell you more about it himself. So he tells you, so Martin wants you to recover the armor of Tiber Septim. I wish there was another way. The armor is in a shrine of Tiber Septim in the catacombs beneath the ruins of Sancre-Tor, a holy place. But Sancre-Tor became evil long ago. No one has returned to the shrine of Tiber Septim for many lifetimes. And you ask about what evil lurks there. I don't know. The catacombs of Sancre-Tor were sealed by the first Grand Master of the Blades, the four mightiest blades of Tiber Septim's day. Alan, Vladimir, Relius, and Kasnar went to Sancre-Tor and never returned. Here is the key to the outer door. I fear I'm sending you to your death, but we have no choice. You must succeed. We can ask him about the armor itself, and he says it's an ancient relic of the first emperor who became the divine Talos, the patron of our order. After the Battle of Sancre-Tor, Tiber Septim gave his armor to the Blades in honor of our role in his victory. The Blades built the shrine in the catacombs of Sancre-Tor on the spot where Tiber Septim received the blessing of Akatosh. The armor has been there ever since. Before evil came to Sancre-Tor, the shrine was a place of pilgrimage for all Blades, but no one has visited the shrine and lived to tell the tale in centuries. So let's talk about Tiber Septim. He's not. I feel like this is really like the point where it makes sense. But I always was wondering. I'm like, what is Tiber Septim's deal?
He's Jesus. He's a Jesus. Like that's how I read it in a way of like he's
Yeah,
like this.
kinda.
He becomes God. He's a human that becomes elevated.
We don't know what race he is. Believe it or not.
Really?
You don't know if he's an Imperial, which I kind of assumed
I was
he
gonna
was.
say like
He makes sense. The Nords think he's a Nord.
oh,
But
okay.
you don't. He's obviously a human race, but you don't. His race is unknown,
Right. He's one of the human races, but we don't know which human race.
which is interesting, right?
Yeah,
you
definitely.
feel like you know the race.
yeah,
of
you would.
a
Well, I would
guy.
just assume he's like like he was an originator of like the Cyrodiilians, if you will, or whatever that is.
we'll talk about it. We're gonna learn right now. Tiber Septim was also known as Talos Stormcrown, Hjalti Earlybeard, and Tiberius Imperator.
Ooh,
He
those are
was
some good names.
He was a military leader who became one of the most famous figures in Tamrielic history, reigning as Emperor Tiber Septim from 2 AE 854 to 3 AE 38.
3E?
What'd I say?
3AE.
No, 3E.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. You said 3AE.
Oh, okay. Okay, I hear you. Tiber Septim started his career in service under the Cyrodiil king Kukulkan.
Does look like Kukulkane, maybe.
Kukulkane? I don't know.
Cool-cane. Yeah, Cool-cane. Anyways, continue.
Cocaine? Yeah. Well, cocaine.
Cool-cane.
Cocaine. Where he was known as General Talos. In this role, he fought to unify Cyrodiil and finally all of Tamriel in an effort that culminated in 2E896 with the birth of the Third Empire, or Third Era. Or Third Empire. Third Era?
Third Era. Yeah. Tiber Septim from Second
He
Era.
declared the onset of the Third Era at the end of the same... Okay, yeah. It's Third Empire.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, wait.
Third Era. Well, Third Era. Yeah, that's the new era. It's not... When it says 3E, that's... He declared new era when the new empire was set up.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
I'm stupid.
It's all right.
Tiber Septim ruled for 81 years and is considered by many the greatest emperor in history. He gave his name to the lineage of Cyrodiilic emperors known as the Septims. In the centuries following his reign, Tiber became revered as a god and a saint, and is worshipped as one of the 9 divines under the name of Talos, meaning Stormcrown. His exact race is unknown. He became a god because of his unparalleled unification of Tamriel and his mastery of divine-like powers, including the voice, and he used and the use of Nemindium, a godlike Dwemer construct. After his death, his legacy was so profound that the people of Tamriel began to venerate him, and the imperial cult officially deified him. Some metaphysical interpretations suggest he achieved godhood by mantling Lorcan, the god of change and mortal suffering, effectively stepping into his role in the cosmic order. Whether by belief, political power, or metaphysical truth, Tiber Septim's ascent to godhood reflects both the mythic weight of his deeds and the mortal desire to immortalize greatness. So it is Jesus, but like he doesn't. It's not like he does not declare himself Talos. Other people do.
You know what it reminds me of?
Go for
A
it.
classic, Hercules. He does he does such a hero. I mean, obviously he's like a demigod in that, so it's a little different.
Right.
But like he attains godhood through his heroic acts, basically his selfless acts by the end of the movie.
Trying to think of like a Caesar kind of figure. I know, like we don't worship Caesar as a god.
Again, that's
but
why I
Caesar
think
wanted to be a god.
it's almost combining those figures with a Jesus-like figure or like a demigod type figure. Like
Yeah.
it feels you can feel the influences kind of all around. Definitely.
Yeah. It is interesting because I always felt like, especially in Skyrim, when they're talking about it more and you're kind of understanding, it's like, oh yeah, like
Like he wasn't a god like all the time, right?
right.
Yeah,
And
like,
now he's not a god. Like,
Yeah.
how do you just axe him?
yeah. Well, and that's
and
it's interesting.
We're about to talk about that. After the Oblivion Crisis, worship of Talos, Tiber Septim's divine form, remained widespread and strong across the Empire, especially in Skyrim, Cyrodiil, and parts of Hammerfell. As the hero emperor who had founded the Empire and ascended to godhood, Talos was seen as a unifying symbol of human strength and divine legitimacy. However, the political landscape shifted dramatically in the Fourth Era. Following the Oblivion Crisis and the death of Emperor Martin Septim, the Septim dynasty ended, and the Empire entered a period of instability and fragmentation known as the Stormcrown Interregnum, and Talos worship became more tied to an imperial identity and tradition, a source of comfort during a time of loss and uncertainty. Yet the Empire's weakened state made it vulnerable to external powers. By the early Fourth Era, the Empire was at war with the Aldemari Dominion, ruled by the Thalmor, an extremist faction of High Elves who saw Talos worship as heresy. The Thalmor viewed Tiber Septim's apathesis. I think it's apathesis, right?
Yeah, apothesis.
Apathesis? Apathesis. As an affront
I don't know. Yeah,
as an affront to Elven beliefs, particularly
I know apathetical. Like that's the word I know. But yeah,
or like
because that means like the opposite.
Yeah,
antithetical. That's what I'm thinking.
That's where
of.
I'm taking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Sorry. Continue.
No, it's okay. Tiber Septon's apathesis as a front to elven beliefs, particularly because they reject the notion that a mortal and a human could become divine, so they're racist.
And super, like, it is kind of interesting, the idea of
super racist.
Well, they're like Puritans, almost, like coming in to be like, hey, we don't even want to allow you to, the very fact that you are just worshipping him is not okay. Doesn't matter if it's affecting us or not. Stop that. Like, that's fucked. That's
right.
interesting.
A human can't be a god.
Yeah,
Impossible.
No.
An elf, though.
Yeah,
different story.
for sure. Yeah.
After a costly war, the Empire signed the White Gold Concordant, a peace treaty that included a major concession, the outlawing of Talos worship across the Empire. This enraged many citizens, particularly in Skyrim, where Talos is deeply revered as a Nordic god. The Concordant also gave the Thalmor authority to root out Talos worshippers, leading to the formation of Justicar patrols and suppression tactics that caused widespread resentment. This is actually very interesting because you would, without the Oblivion Crisis, you would not have Ulfric Stormcloak.
Right.
Like, it all kind of ties into this because the only reason Ulfric is fighting the Stormcloak Rebellion is because he wants to worship Talos.
That's one of the things I find very interesting about Skyrim, especially, and that differentiates itself from, I feel like, these earlier Elder Scrolls games. From what I understand, they all take place in relatively the same time period, right? Before Skyrim.
Yeah, the Third Era.
Yeah. And I appreciate that in this. They're like, no, we're pushing forward 400 years or whatever it is. It's going to be a massive shift in the political and social climate of the day. I think the idea that it was set in Skyrim influenced that idea of where they took it with outlawing Nordic or outlawing Talos worship, because that would be so effective towards the Nordic people. And I think that
Obviously,
is a great
if you go to
setup.
elsewhere.
It's probably not as big of a deal.
Yeah.
It sets up perfectly that idea of the Civil War, because, like, on principle, I agree with the Stormcloaks. Like, yeah, you should be able to worship whatever god you want. But they're also a bunch of racist assholes, too. So it's kind of like a shitty kind of, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. But
the banning of Talos worship was a direct cause for the Skyrim Civil War, where Ulfric Stormcloak and his followers rebelled against the Empire, declaring that true Nords would never abandon their god. Ulfric framed his rebellion as a fight for religious freedom and Nordic sovereignty, while the Imperial Legion, loyal to the Emperor, tried to maintain and uphold the treaty with the Dominion.
So did the Medes take over from the after this, and then that was that, right?
Yes.
Is the idea? Okay. Yeah.
Despite the official ban, Talos worship persisted in secret throughout the Empire. Shrines to him still exist in Skyrim, Bruma, and even more remote parts of Hammerfell. Many citizens see Talos not only as a god, but a symbol of resistance against elven domination. The Thalmor, meanwhile, continue efforts to eliminate his worship entirely, not just for religious reasons, but because Talos as a symbol unites humanity in defiance of Mare rule.
What's Mare?
Elf.
Oh. So, and
and that's it on Talos.
The elves come from a different continent, right? The Aldmeri Dominion? Like, they're not on Tamriel, right? Is the idea?
No, the Aldmeri Dominion is part of Tamriel. The Aldmeri Dominion is like
they're just part of High Rock?
Somerset Isles.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like a different governing body for the Mer.
I see. Okay.
Essentially.
Interesting. But there are multiple like continents on like this Earth, right?
Nirn, yes.
Yeah.
Akavir is one of them.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's where they come
Tamriel is not the Nirn is the planet. Tamriel is the continent in which the Empire is, which is elsewhere. Hammerfell. Morrowind, Skyrim, all that.
Right.
The things were
sure.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I guess the Aldmeri Dominion, it makes sense the elves would have some sort of government for their own people.
They're always hoity-toities.
Yeah.
Little high with all their hollow bones
but,
or whatever
it's curious because like the Thalmor are definitely going to have to be addressed in the next game, and like what happened to them, and like where are the high elves now? Are they like shitheads?
I'm very curious where we're talking time period wise to in the next one. Are they going to do a big shift like they did, or is it going to be more in a similar time frame? Who knows?
So let's get back to Sangrator. It's a haunted ruin filled with ghosts, ghostly undead that of course require your silver enchanted weapons to defeat. Inside you must free spirits of the 4 cursed blades who were sent there by Tiber Septim, but were trapped by the Underking, Zurin Arctis. Each blade ghost is released by defeating their undead form, found in different parts of the ruins. Once all 4 are freed, they lift the curse blocking the access to the tomb, and you can retrieve the armor of Tiber Septim. You get back to Martin, and he says, "The Septim blood may flow through my veins, but you have the soul of a hero, the armor of Tiber Septim himself. Joffrey will be amazed to see it. You can assure that Joffrey will not destroy. You can assure Joffrey that I will not destroy the armor. All I need is the scraping of Talos' divine blood. The blades are as touchy as priests about relics of Tiber Septim, it seems."
I like that line. I did get that too.
It's interesting because it's very clear that Martin views himself very separately from the blades. Like all his background, I feel like Sean Bean does a great job.
He is
but
great.
The writing of Martin just seems like he's still like he's not one of the blades.
Of course.
And he kind of doesn't really give a shit about what they have to say. He's kind of doing what he has to do because, I mean, he understands like the divinity that's been placed upon him, but also like we have to save the world.
Right,
like this is like
So you all
much
respect your
bigger.
traditions, but like we got to figure this out, right?
Right.
Yeah,
And it is interesting. Like, would blood be on armor that long?
Dried blood, probably. I mean,
Like
it probably like if you put dried blood on armor, it would probably sit there. I don't know how like it's magic.
Like
so you could
cloth?
just scrape some. It probably
Cloth
would.
would make sense,
Yeah.
but-
No, I think it would stick around in some way, shape, or form. Would it be like perfect or like perfectly preserved? No, but for your magic, maybe.
for what we're doing here. Yeah, we're good. We ask what else we can do, and he says, "While you were gone, I made some progress in deciphering the Xarxes. The third item we need is the Great Welkin Stone. You may have run across the lesser Welkin Stones. They're fairly common in Ayleid ruins, but a Great Welkin Stone will not be easy to come by. They have been plundered one by one over the years, and due to great value to mages and occultists. There is one place that is rumored to still contain one, the ruins of the Ayleid city of Miskarkand, a place where many have perished seeking its great stone, but nothing else will do. So you must succeed where others have failed." We ask him about Miskarkand, and he says, "The capital of one of the Ayleid kingdoms, which flourished in Cyrodiil before the rise of men. It is said that the ruins are still haunted by vengeful spirits of its last king. True or not, it is not a place to enter lightly."
So the Ayleids were the native people.
I'm gonna talk more about the Ayleids and Knights of the Nine.
Okay. And are they like humanoids
They're like
or like elven?
elves. So
type? Yeah.
Alessia is an Ayleid, and Pelennor Whitestrake
Was his
is
Ayleid?
also an Ayleid.
Huh.
I'm pretty confident.
Pelennor
But
Whitestrake. It's just a great name.
Pelennor Whitestrake is a great name. It's very Arthurian.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think they're they're Mer. I'm pretty
Okay,
confident.
gotcha.
I don't
like a type of elf.
Yes.
Right, okay.
Just like the Chimer, the Dunmer.
Right. I wonder if
Dwemer.
snow elves are mentioned at all, like in any of this lore before like Skyrim and stuff like that.
I think so.
Yeah, I'd be
I
curious.
think they are. So we go to Miskarkand, and like we were saying, it's just a typical Ayleid ruin, where we fight the undead. Where we notice the undead are fighting the bitter fish goblins, which is pretty interesting. We've
Yeah.
never really seen two
like mobs fighting each other almost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. After claiming the Great Welkin Stone, a powerful lich, the king of Miskarkand, appears, and so do his zombie guardians. And we defeat them, take the shortcut exit, and return back to Cloud Ruler. So that's all we're doing. Next, we'll get into the Great Gates, and then Paradise, and that's it.
Yeah.
I did start Knights of the Nine a little bit.
Okay.
And then I was quickly realized, fuck, I can't wear the Knights of the Nine armor because I'm killing people left and right.
For the
Doing
Dark Brotherhood. Yeah.
So I did like the pilgrimage, and then like getting the helm, and then going to the priory and getting the armor. So I didn't really start it.
Yeah, I got that. The reason I got that out of the way relatively early was just because I wanted to be able to do all that, like the Dark Brotherhood stuff and just other
Does
things.
it scale with you, that armor?
I have no idea. I didn't even think about that, to be honest.
Because
I would assume it does.
because I'm heavy.
Yeah, I mean, well, it does. It goes to whichever armor you favor. So mine's light armor. The Knights of the Nine armor.
Right.
Yeah, so that's nice. Whichever one you're focusing on, it scales to. But yeah, that's the only thing that does annoy me with that quest, because then you just have to do the pilgrimage again, don't you?
Yeah, and I'm like, shit. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I wasn't doing that shit twice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it is. So I, speaking of the Dark Brotherhood, I'm a silencer, so I'm on to the dead drop contracts. But I wanted to, I'm not going to talk about it in full here just yet. We will definitely next episode. But what I did want to talk about, what did you think about the changes to the shrouded armor? in the remaster.
in how it looks.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it looks fantastic. I'd have to look at I think the new one looks great. I'd need to look at what the differences are specifically.
Okay.
What do you not are you not a fan?
I mean, look it up while we're talking.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I feel like the changes, they more look like the Skyrim versions in a way, and I don't like it. I like how sleek and black and dark that shrouded armor look, and I feel like they don't necessarily like keep that look to it. Also, I don't know if you noticed, the door changes. The door changed.
I did see. I think we mentioned that on the first one. There's like an extra person on it or something because there should only be 5 kids that she kills.
I mean, it looks just a lot like lamer.
Really? I know it doesn't glow because it looked basically the same to me, except it was missing a
Dark Brotherhood,
or it had an extra
door. Oblivion.
Yeah, I don't know. I really like the new one a lot.
Are you looking at them?
Yeah. It looks pretty much the same to me. There's like a little bit of difference in the chest area. But I don't know. I like the way it falls. I like it
So like look at the door. Hold on. Look at the door in the rematch in the original.
And then it's not glowing anymore, right?
And then in the remake, it's just like it looks so like menacing.
I would love to see that glowing thing, but I don't know. I didn't find the difference that like jarring to me.
You're right about the kids.
Yeah,
there's 4.
Well, so that was the thing. There's like a lore issue
5.
that people don't like. Like there's supposedly she's like apparently she killed like 5 kids in the story is how it goes, and like she's supposed to be holding them.
The Night Mother.
Yeah, the Night Mother. Yeah, I don't know. I think the armor looks really good personally. I like the different leather straps and stuff. I despise the Skyrim Dark Brotherhood armor. It looks really weird on the character model.
It looks very like we're in a Dark Brotherhood.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not my favorite, and just doesn't look good on the model. And I don't know. I think that they did a good job in updating that personally. I want the one where it has like the red garb though. I like that one a lot, but I can't get it off. You can't get it off any of the people. I don't know.
What do you mean?
There's 2 sets of armor. One that like what's her name's wearing. Yeah, see how it has like red on it.
See, I don't like that. I like the darker one better.
Yeah, see, I don't like the Skyrim one. Ugh.
Yeah, the Skyrim, you look fruity.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't even know what I mean by that.
Yeah, I think, I don't know. I think the Oblivion one looks great. I like the leather straps and stuff all over it, like the shoulder pad thing and all that stuff. I think the hood looks great. I personally dig it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's the shoulder. The shoulder looks really prominent. And it doesn't feel as prominent in this.
It definitely doesn't. It lays flatter. Because it just, I think the way the character model works.
And I don't really like the emblem being on it.
Sure.
It's like, I don't think we're supposed to be advertising ourselves here.
I don't know. I think, well, is it on the original though? At all? I would assume.
So.
Oh, I thought it was.
Is it?
Maybe it's not. I thought there was like a hand on their shoulder too. But I can't find a side shot for it, so I don't know. It looks like there is one. I can't tell. Like, look at that. Like that red spot on the end. Like there's I think it does, but either way, yeah, I don't know. I really like the Dark Brotherhood. I am the listener. I finished it, so I went through that whole quest. I like the idea with Lucy and LeChance. I like how you visit him in his weird little dungeon that he lives in, like the cave. You can just go right in his fucking trapdoor there too, which is so annoying. And I just totally missed it. I forgot.
Yeah, I went in there by accident. I'm like, oh shit, this is Lucy and LeChance's hideout. I'm here way too early. Mm-hmm. I did want to talk about some other things. I like how, like, as soon as you join and you talk to rumors to them, they already talk about, like, there are Dark Brotherhood members already dying. Something's going on. There's rumors of betrayal. People are disappearing.
I do like that.
And I like how they, like, immediately were foreshadowing.
Right. And I appreciate also how you can talk to them to help with contracts. Actually, I thought that was a nice little kind of layer that I wish would be brought back.
And again, the contracts themselves aren't that deep, except for like a few of them. Like, the one with like, okay, when you get the dead drop, when you go on to Lucy and LeChance and you get the dead drop, and it's like, okay, go kill this like mage in a cave, and now go kill this family, and like that quest is kind of funny, the way you like, she gives you like a gift list and you go find them, but like, yeah, I don't know, like the Dark Brotherhood is an example of a guild. It's like. It's funny because you think about it, it's like, oh, that guild is about like sneaking, assassinations. It's like, not really. You can be a warrior and be in the Dark Brotherhood. It's just about killing people.
But then you don't get any of the bonuses though.
Yeah.
So I think that
depending on what the is.
I think all of them mostly have it, but like there's one.
If you think about it, so with Valen Dreth,
Right.
the guy in the jail.
Yeah.
When I went to go kill him, I was not sneaking by those Imperial guards. So I just ran through, dodged them, killed him, and ran out. You don't have to be sneaky. You just can't kill the Imperial guards.
Right. Yeah, that's true. So what? You went in the main way, or you went through the sewer?
No, I went in the sewer.
Because once you
I
go,
guess you could.
What'd you say?
Just walk in. Hey.
Yeah. Well, because once you get out of the prison like area, they don't attack you. Like once you get through that door at the top of the stairs, you're in a legal place, so they won't go out. Once the guards leave, I didn't even have any issues with them. Like they weren't even around.
See, so I went through like the path you go through in the sewers to where you escape
to get him, right? To get to him.
And there's guards like patrolling.
Oh, see, because one I thought just says something to him and then leaves, and then
maybe
I
didn't wait.
And then, yeah, because once
So
once
you just
they
snuck
talk,
by one.
I didn't even sneak by. They're all gone. They all walk out of the room once they talk to him, and then you get
the Drath or each other?
just the jailer, and then you can kill him and then just walk out the front door and they don't even do anything to you. Because once you go through the door out of the jail cells,
But
you're
you killed the guards.
No,
Then who'd you kill? Oh,
just Valen. And then
okay.
once the guards didn't even attack me once they saw me outside the regular area. So yeah, you can kind of cheese it around that way and stuff like that.
I we're not going to talk about the ending of the Dark Brotherhood, but I like, when you get when you start getting contracts from Ochiva and, you do that party one, and then after it's like Lucian LeChance is asking for you, and then like you get the contract to kill the Dark Brotherhood, and it's like, what? Like it is kind of interesting. Like things get turned on their head, but I wish the Lucian LeChance stuff was a bit more than just
dead drop.
Yeah, very simple. You're not.
And then
really
he shows up all of a sudden.
Yeah, and the one where you kill Jagasta, he's a Black Hand member, and you can find his stuff. And if you mention Sithis when you're trying to kill him, he's like, "Wait, what?" And he's like, he's like,
"So yeah, I'm cool.
This is a betrayal. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
like, why
are you here?
Why are you here?
Yeah.
How do you even know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he and what, there's no like, it sucks you don't go back to Lucian and you can't really ask him about it.
No, yeah.
But who is he getting orders from?
The crew. I think the rest of the crew that you see there at the end that you're with in the.
No, because they kill him because they think he's the betrayer.
Oh.
So it's the guy who actually betrayed.
Yeah, he's one of the guys in that room. Remember, he like shows himself.
Right, but
and then,
he's the one giving Lucian LeChance orders.
Well, he's not. He's swapping. At the first dead drop was swapped out with orders. He knew where it was. Lucian put down his dead drop. Fine. And then the other guy came in and swapped out the fake dead drop, and then he's been leading you to the fake dead drops ever since. And then Lucian's like, "Why haven't you been doing any of your contracts? I've been leaving dead drops for you."
Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't get there yet.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
What contract am I on now? Jagasta, I think, was the last guy I killed. So maybe I'm about to go talk to him.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have much left.
Well, because he catches you like in the middle of it. He's like, "No, stop! Oh, I'm too late. You already killed this person." Like he'll show up in the middle of an assassination.
Yeah, like who's the family?
I can't remember. That was like one of the earliest ones that I did, so it's kind of not super stuck in my mind right now.
Yeah, because I'm trying to think, because who are they to that guy? Like who's that?
I think it might be his family and like one of the Dark Brotherhood members' families. I don't know.
Yeah, because I'm like, Jagasta makes sense. He's one of the Black Hand, but yeah, the rest of them I wasn't too sure about. But yeah, I'm excited to finish it out. But yeah, you know what I think is the worst part about it is like when grinding out the quests one after the other, it kind of feels like
it's kind of tough. I'm realizing that especially with the Fighters Guild. I really am not liking the Fighters Guild a lot.
I think like I feel like not doing them straight on is not the way to do them. It feels like mixing things in with them, like how I did the arena and the Thieves Guild, at least the beginning of it, is the better way to do it.
I like mixing them in a little bit
just
instead of just straight
mainlining
lining it. Yeah.
Yeah, it just feels like the wrong way to do it.
Yeah, it can feel a little less satisfying. Maybe you just kind of just cheese through it, not
You're
cheese
like
through it, but you go
churning
through
them out.
chug through it right away. Yeah. I don't
know. Oh, I did notice this. While I was going to Fort Such for one of the Thieves Guild, or the Dark Brotherhood one, where you gotta, I like this one, where you gotta sneak through the fort and switch the poison. That's a
great
cool
one.
Yeah. Not a lot of detail on like the lore or why you're doing it, but just different in general.
Which I, yeah.
But there's an Oblivion Gate outside of it, and I noticed a group of Imperials attacking it.
Huh.
Imperial Legion. I've never seen that.
Well, it might have just been. Well, but did they go inside or anything? I think it's just they were just probably fighting the mobs that spawned outside.
No, they were like taking cover, and they were like, "Hey, can you help us?"
Oh, it might have been I don't know.
Like a random event.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
it wasn't a quest or anything.
No.
Huh.
No.
That's odd.
They
I
were
don't know.
just they was just like a group of them, and of course they got slaughtered.
Of course. Poor guys.
But yeah, that about wraps it up for Oblivion Session 3.
I love it, Gooch. It's been a lot of fun to play this. I got to say, I'm really excited to get into Shivering Isles, to be honest, because I feel like that's like
Have you started that?
not yet. No, I've been touched. I think I want to. Might finish the main story.
So I've done a little of Allies to Bruma. I've been doing it. I mean, it doesn't really make.
Yeah, I thought that's what we were supposed to. Well, Allies of Bruma, that was like.
So once I'm now at the great. Well, we're now at the Great Gate quest.
Yeah.
Once you like start that, like that's the cutoff.
Oh, gotcha.
When Martin
Okay.
goes like, "Are you ready?"
Yeah, okay, because
So
I
you
have
can-
all of my allies are done. I got all the cities finished up and everything.
So
Yeah.
I've been like doing it interspertially as I've been going.
Yeah.
So I think I have like Skingrad, Leowin, Breville.
A few of them I already had done, just by chance.
Yeah.
Like I did their quests and all that stuff and closed their gate already.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I don't know when I'm going to do the fighter and the mages guild.
I know. Well, you haven't even done the mages. Like
I haven't started either. Though.
Damn, that one's definitely. I'd like doing that early on, just because I just did it as I was visiting each city and stuff like that. Because you obviously have to get the recommendations.
Yeah, I was kind of just like I didn't want to inundate myself with like everything
It's
all
tough.
at the same time.
Yeah,
that
you
was
wanna
kind
pace
of
yourself.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah.
But I think that was a lot of fun, Gooch. I gotta say, I'm excited to talk more. We got one more episode, or two.
No, I think at least 2.
Okay.
I mean, so here's the thing: like if we. So yeah, I think it's I think 3 max 2, but minimum 2. I think it's just gonna depend on like what guilds do you have left.
Fighters and thieves. I just need to finish those.
So for me, but you've started it. For me, it's fighters and mages. So maybe we do an episode before we get to the DLC that is just like finishing up those guilds. It might be a shorter episode, but I don't want to put it with Shivering Isles because that's so separate.
Well, why don't we just do that and the rest of the main quest, and then the last episode will be Shivering Isles.
Yeah, but don't you think that's a lot? We'd have to space, like, we wouldn't be recording that in a few weeks. I wouldn't want to put, like, oh, we're going to record.
No, yeah, I mean, we'd have to wait. Yeah, I mean, we'd have to wait until we finish Shivering Isles. So
yeah, I mean, as long as you're okay with spacing it out.
No, I don't care.
Oh, okay, cool.
I mean, we got time.
We'll see. You'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you all for watching with us. If you've been with us live on twitch.tv/Delco Nerd Network, we really do appreciate your time. You can find this podcast anywhere podcasts are found. Just search Delco Nerd Network on your platform of choice. You can find us on Facebook page, Discord channel, all that stuff will be linked down below. We're on all the social medias at Delco Nerds, on everything with an @ You can find all this information at our website, delconerdnetwork.com. You can even email us your comments, questions, or concerns to delconerds@gmail.com. We're happy to get back to you. But for Gooch, I've been Trio. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay nerdy, and we will see you next time.